Well, howdy do everyone, and welcome back to the ranch. Once again, welcome back to the shop because it is nasty and rainy outside today. Has been most of the week. By the time this video goes up, it should be pretty nice. So anyway, hope you're having a good day. Thank you so much for being here today. This video, as usual, is going to be another weird one. For those of you that don't like change, you won't be disappointed because it is a strange one, and more than likely it's going to be a long one. So we'll just go ahead and jump right into it. Once again, thank you so much for being here today. You know, it means a lot to me. But before we get into today's video, I'd like to thank our sponsor. Today's video is being brought to you by Lonesome, the manufacturer and creator of rabies disease around the world, where sometimes you have to travel to far distant lands to find deadly viruses like Ebola and Marburg. Rabies virus is delivered right to your front door by cute little lovable couriers. With the exception of just a few stubborn countries, the 99.99% fatal Lassa virus and rabies disease is pretty much available worldwide. So we would like to thank Lassa virus and rabies disease for bringing you this video today. Lassa virus, dependably bringing you death and suffering to your front door since the year 2000 BC. And many of you have been inquiring about my dog Rip, who received some pretty severe wounds, some bite wounds from a laboratory-proven 100% rabies positive raccoon that was in my yard about 90 days ago. And here's a video of Rip today. Poor little thing, not doing well, just barely clinging on to life.
Let's go. Go, Rip, go, 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 go. Get out here. Go, go, go. Come on, get out. Get out. Get out. Oh, you make me dizzy.
Disclaimer, that was a joke. For those of you that either are quite gullible or don't understand South Texas humor, that was all a joke. Rip and Marty are doing just fine. The cats are all doing just fine. Thank you very much. Hope that made you laugh. All right, I've kind of got a little bit of a cold today, and my voice is probably going to run out, so we're just going to go ahead and get right to the subject matter today. As many of you know, there's a few YouTubers who have what they call range days, where they invite other YouTubers to come to their gun ranges and shoot. And they asked Matt if they could have their range day at Matt's new venue, because he just built a real nice gun range out there. So he said yeah, so they brought all their friends, and a bunch of vendors came as well. About 150 YouTubers out there, a bunch of really nice vendors, and they had a pretty good crowd.
Welcome to Demolition Ranch. Start the show! Let's go! Woo!
And they all had a great time. However, it was marred by a little bit of a controversy when one of the vendors offered up his expensive H1 Humvee to be shot up by the crowd out there. And this was one of those things that was not planned. It just kind of came out of the blue immediately before the event. And a lot of the people in the comment section, this has been on YouTube for a few days now, and a lot of people in the comment section are really dissing all the YouTubers for destroying this vehicle. But you know what you have to realize, YouTubers, and especially, you know, those were pretty upper end YouTubers there. They were very big channels, and those guys pretty much, and gals, they pretty much hunt for content 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So when something like this falls into their lap, they're more than likely going to take advantage of it. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. It wasn't a planned thing. It wasn't anything they planned to do. It wasn't malicious. A pretty wealthy man just pretty much offered this up, so they took advantage of it. But after all the gunfire ceased, the smoke cleared and the dust settled, there remained the $64 question: will it run again? So will it run again, Angus?
She'll run. She'll run. She'll run.
Will it run again, Kevin? And Matt from Explorer Life, what's your question?
Are we going to fix it tomorrow?
Oh, yeah, this is tomorrow. This is breakfast.
Yes. Beers, fixing a Hummer and brekkie.
They're still looking for the keys, but
They lost the keys. Is that why?
we can hotwire.
Well, no, some guy who take over the hat has them.
Can I have those, sir?
Yes.
This isn't your car. This is the Humvee, right?
That is for that, yes.
Okay, sweet.
So my video picks up on the next day where I met my old buddy Kevin from Junkyard Digs early in the morning in an effort to see if we could make this Holey Hummer run again. Because as we all know, Kevin can get anything running.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Junkyard Digs. Today, you join myself, Angus, Matt from Explore Life, and Dr. Lee out at the Demolition Ranch with this shot-to-hell Humvee. We're going to see if we can make it run again.
So we got together early in the morning to see if we could get this poor old Hummer running again. And by we, I mean mostly Kevin and Angus and Matt, the Aussie, and I pretty much just tried to stay out of the way. Well, this whole process pretty much became just a series of small victories and also a series of major setbacks. I guess the biggest victories that we had in our favor is the engine block itself did not get destroyed, nor did the transmission. The spin-on oil filter for the transmission did take a hit, so it made a giant mess under the vehicle, but the engine block was good and the transmission's good too. Miracle. But initially, the most obvious thing was that it had absolutely no power. The vehicle was completely dead electronically. Basically, that came from the batteries getting shot up and the wiring to the batteries getting totally destroyed.
Alright, here's our main problem right now. We've got 3 big-ass positive wires right here that were sheared perfectly in half. One of them still kind of connects, but its battery's gone. That battery's supposed to be good. It's got a hole in it, but yeah, we can fix that. Both grounds are sheared off as well. Damn, someone did a number on these wires. Being what it is. Okay, so I wonder if I can throw a booster back on that cable and see if anything happens, and then figure out how to fix it.
Initially, we thought we had one decimated battery and one battery that was in good shape, but after we got to looking at it on the back side, it had a giant hole in it too. So Kevin robbed the battery out of his 442 and then put his magic to work, patching the frayed remnants of the battery cables to restore electrical power to the rest of the vehicle. One of the biggest problems that we noticed right off the bat was there was going to be an issue with trying to get the injectors to work. The silver box that you see outlined here is the injector control module, and you'll see that its case has just been pummeled by shrapnel. However, looking inside, it looked pretty much like the actual circuit board that this case was protecting was still intact. We kept our fingers crossed. But sadly, the wiring harness, which is just a bundle of tiny wires, was completely shot up, as was the crank sender wiring harness too. But our buddy Kevin methodically reattached every color-coded wire in each bundle. And like they say, Kevin can get anything running. And once the electricity was restored to the old Hummer, it was pretty obvious there was something wrong with the starter. It appeared graveyard dead. The first and most obvious thing was the remote solenoid terminals looked like they had been shot off. But then after the starter was removed, it was pretty obvious that starter body had taken a pretty good hit. And for those of you that are wanting to be a YouTuber, look at Kevin here. It's pretty obvious that Kevin's worked pretty hard in the last few years to get his 1 million subs. And you know, there were a few times in this lengthy process where we kind of lost hope there for a little bit, but with a few dad jokes and some stupid mechanic humor, we plowed forward. You got to be positive, Kevin.
Well, this one's the negative, so the time for positive is over.
Yeah. But after a full day of working on this poor old Humvee, we did get it running. We never got the injectors, the fuel injection system working, but that's all right. We had Kevin injection, and we got her going.
Yes, sir.
It's a runner. Technically running.
By a loose technicality.
It's not. It is still a form of fuel injection. Cabin injection is still a type of injection. All right.
So it takes us to dinner?
Yeah. 1,000 miles back to Iowa. Hop in. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I suppose that's our answer. Yes, you can shoot the hell out of a H1 Hummer with 50 cal and all sorts of other things. But yes, we will come behind you and we will make it run again. Ish.
Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. We sure had a good time out there beating on that poor old Hummer all day long. We had a whole lot better time just being around each other and enjoying our friendship. That was a great day, one to remember. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed it too. Go check out Kevin and Angus at Junkyard Digs. Also, go check out Explorer Life with Matt, the Australian. Pretty fun channels. I think you'll enjoy them. Well, folks, once again, I hope everything's going good where you are. I know a lot of you have had a lot of snow and ice already, so be careful out there. Tis the season. Just nasty, cold, dark, and rainy here. I was walking out to the shop this morning to come make this video, and my mind was just kind of floating back in time. I was just kind of having a flashback of another cold and rainy day, and it reminded me of a story. And so we're going to do a little story time with Dr. Lee right quick. I'll try to make it quick so you can get back to your day. But about 40 years ago, I was in College Station, Texas. It was about this time of year, middle of December. It was cold, it was wet, and we were down in the basement of the vet school. There were probably about 5 or 6 other vet students and myself. And we were cramming for a test we had the next day. It was a vocabulary test on 100 medical terms. And we had been there for a few hours. It was like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. And we were tired, exhausted, and hungry. It was just miserable. And we had gotten that list down to one word, and we were using acronyms and mnemonics, trying to get ways that we could remember these stupid terms. And a mnemonic is like, if I ask you right now, what letter comes after O in the alphabet, I would bet you a taco, in your head, you're going to hear LMNOP from that stupid song we all learned in kindergarten. And that's a mnemonic. So we were putting these things, all these medical terms, making mnemonics and acronyms, trying to get it to where we could instantly remember these, just little memory aids for this big test we had. And like I said, it was getting late and we were getting tired, and we had gotten down to one word we could not get. And it was the word for the term lockjaw, like what you get with tetanus, lockjaw. And the medical term for it is trismus, Trismus. And we were just beating our weary brains out. And like I said, we had a pack. Nobody was leaving until we had the whole list done, and we were down to one word. And while we were all just sitting there, I took all my vocabulary pages and I just shoved them into my backpack, put the backpack up on my shoulder. I backed up from the table. I stood up. I shoved my chair back under there, and this girl looked at me and she goes, Lee Carriker, you're not leaving until we have all 100 done. And I said, Kathy, I'm hungry, I'm tired, I'm sleepy. And we had this little Charlie Brown Christmas tree in the middle of the table. And I reached over and I knocked that Charlie Brown Christmas tree over. And I said, and I'm going home because it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. And everybody cheered and we left. Anyway, story time with Dr. Lee in the books. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for stopping by the ranch today. It's always good to have you here. You know, it means a lot to me. God bless you all. Thank you for being here. I look forward to seeing you next time. And I want you to always remember I love you. Merry Christmas. So what you doing there, Al?
Neutering a dog, Dad.
All right. Who's going to learn you?
That's a mistake.